Hearty hello from West Virginia. Drat. Anyways, let's have joke of the day because you know that it's the best part of the day. So let's get this rolling. Why didn't the melons get married? Because they can't elope. Cantaloupe. Well, let's lope ourselves over here to our lesson today. We're going to be looking at discounts and sales tax, and these are excellent applications for percentages that we've been looking at. So as you can see, yeah, applications of percents. Now when we're dealing with discounts and sales tax, we need to understand that what happens when you go and you make a purchase and you're getting a discount on that purchase. Think about what happens when you go up to the register and you're getting a discount on an item. Well, you have the original price of the item, and then what's happening is they're taking an amount off of that item. Now remember, what they're taking off is a dollar amount. You can only take dollars from dollars. You can't take percents from dollars. It's dollars from dollars. So they take the original price, they take the discount amount off of that, which is indicating they're subtracting that, and that'll give you the new price of the item. And if we're flipping it around and let's say we're doing a sales tax situation or a situation where they're adding to it, so what they'll do is they'll take an original price and they'll add in the increase amount to give you the new price. So the two situations are similar. It's just, are they taking off as a discount or are they adding in like a sales tax situation? But the big question here is this discount amount or this increase amount, how are they getting that? Well, you need to understand that when you're talking about that discount amount or that increase amount, what's happening is you're taking a percentage of the original. Let's take a look at this example and it'll settle in a little bit better. So this says that Tammy received a 5% discount on a calculator. She's in her math class and she's like, hey, I need a calculator. I can't do this anymore. So she goes to the bookstore, and because she's a student at the university, they say, okay, we're going to give you a discount. So she's getting a 5% discount on that calculator. The original price was $15, so we want to know what is the sale price that she's going to get. Well, here's where I was saying you need to understand that this 5% discount, that's not the amount that's being deducted from the $15. That's 5% of the original price. So what happens when she takes that calculator and she goes to the cash register, they're going to say, okay, you started off with this $15, which is the original price. They're going to take off of that a discount amount. But remember, that discount amount is going to be a dollar amount, and when they do that, that will give her her sale price. So we need to figure out how much are they taking off. And this is where I was saying you need to understand that this 5% discount is 5% of what? 5% of the original price. 5% of this original $15. So remember, we've talked before about the word of in math. Of always means what? Yes, of always means multiplication. So when we do 5% of the original, that means 5% times the original. So that's going to be 5% times that original price of $15. And that's going to give us that discount amount that we're looking for. Now, we've talked before about how you cannot use a percentage as a percentage. You've got to turn it into a decimal, and we've talked also that in order to turn it into a decimal, you take that decimal point that's currently in the back, slide it 2 to the left. That's going to give us 0.05, and that's what we're going to multiply to that 15 in order to get that discount amount. And 0.05 times 15 is going to be 0.75. That's the discount amount that they are going to take off of that $15. In other words, they're going to take the $15 and they are going to subtract 75 cents from that. So $15 minus that 75 cents. Notice that I'm not putting it like this, because if I did it like this, this is a common mistake that people make, that would indicate 0.75 cents. In other words, less than 1 cent. This is not less than 1 cent. This is 75 cents. In other words, 0.75 of $1. So $15 minus 75 cents will give us $14.25. That is the sale price. So referring back to what I was talking about before, the key here, the struggle is this discount amount. How do we figure out the discount amount that they are deducting off of that? And like I said, the discount amount is a percent of the original. Percent of original, that is your discount amount. And so when we're talking about this increase amount idea, similar concept, it's going to be a percent of the original. Always a percent of the original. And the only difference between the two situations is it an increase amount when you do that percent of the original? If so, add it to the original price. Is it a decrease amount or a discount amount that you are doing whenever you take the percent of the original? If so, take it off of the original price. That's the only difference between the two. Otherwise, it's very similar situations. So let's try a couple more examples. You know I like to give you multiple examples so that you get really good at this. All right, so the next one says, Tim goes shopping for a pair of running shoes, and the running shoes cost $95. The sales tax is 6%. We want to find the tax and the total price that Tim paid. Now, notice this is a sales tax situation. That's the idea of adding it in, but we need to figure out what are we adding in. He's starting with this $95 here, and we're going to add in that sales tax amount. But remember, that's a sales tax amount. You can only add dollars to dollars. You cannot add this percentage of 6% to the dollars. So we need to get the units the same. And that's where we get this idea of the percent of the original, and that will tell us what that sales tax amount is. And that will give us the final price of the shoes. So like I said, we just need to figure out, okay, what is this sales tax amount that we're dealing with? And that sales tax amount, like I said, is going to be the percent of the original of indicating multiplication. So it's going to be 6% times the original of 95. And like we said before, can't use it as 6. We've got to turn it into a decimal. So we're going to take what the decimal point that's currently in the back, we're going to slide it 2 to the left, and that's going to give us 0.06. And 0.06 times 95 will give us, let's see here, 0.06 times 95, check my notes here, is going to be $5.70. So the sales tax is going to be $5.70. So we were told to find the tax, we did right here, but we're also told to find that final price. So remember, when you go to the cash register, what's going to happen is you're going to lay down those shoes of $95. They're going to add to it the sales tax amount of $5.70. So we're going to say $95 plus the $5.70. That will give us that final price. And we add those two together, we get $100.70. There is the final price of the shoes when we add that tax in. Ta-da! So like I said, you can see similar situations. The only difference is it a sales tax and we're adding it in, or is it a discount situation and we're subtracting it out? But in either case, we're going to do a percent of the original, not a percent of the final price. I don't know what the final price is, so I can't do that. It's a percent of the original that we're dealing with. All right, last example. So we have this coat that costs $195. It's been discounted by 40%. The sales tax on the coat is 5%. What is the final cost of the coat after the discount and the sales tax? I love a great sale. I love it when I can slap that coupon down there and I can get some percentage off of my price and decrease my spending so that I can go buy more. Anyways, love a good sale. So what happens with this coat is we are first taking that $195. Now, the question is, do they take the discount off first and then do the tax on top of that? Or do they do the tax first and take a discount off of that tax? Once the tax is added in, do they take the discount off of that? Fortunately, they'll take the discount off first. So all the stores will take a discount off first. Then they'll do the sales tax once it's all been tallied. Praise the Lord that we get that discount in there before they do the sales tax. So we know that what's going to happen here is we're going to have the $195, but we're going to take off that discount amount, And remember, that discount amount is going to be 40% of the original. So what's going to happen is we're going to take the $195, take off 40%. Now remember, I can't use it this way. I'm going to take that decimal point, I'm going to slide it 2 to the left, 1, 2, making it 0.40. And we know that of means multiplication, so it's going to be 40% of this original of $195. And that will give us the new price. Now that's not my final answer because I need to add in that sales tax, but that at least gives me the new price that I'm going to add sales tax to. Now, the 0.40 times 195 is $78. So we have $195 minus $78. That's going to be our new price, and 195 minus 78 is $117. That's the new price. And now we add in the sales tax. Now remember, to add in the sales tax, what happens is we take this new price of the shoes, or sorry, the coat, that $117, we're going to add in the sales tax amount. And that will give us the final price. So to get that sales tax, remember, it's going to be 5%. And like we said before, we can't use it this way as 5%. We need to turn it into a decimal. So we're going to slide it 2 to the left, once again, 0.05. And that's 5% of the original. Now, here's the catch, though. It's not 5% of the original. It's 5% of the new original here of $117. That's what they're putting the sales tax on. So it's going to be the $117 plus the 5% of, meaning multiplication, of the $117. That will give us that final price. So 5% of 117 is $5.85. So we have our 117 plus $5.85. And when you add those two together, you get $122.85. That is the final price of the coat after we've applied the discount and the sales tax. So that's a situation where you're putting the two together, the discount and the sales tax. And like I said, it helps a lot that they take that discount first before they add in the sales tax. And hopefully what you're seeing is whether it is a discount situation or a sales tax situation where it's an increase amount, similar ideas here. You take the original price. If it's an increase amount, you add it. Discount amount, you subtract it. That'll give you a new price. But how do you get this discount or increase amount? Either way, it's a percent of the original. Never a percent of the final because you don't know what the final is, but a percent of the original. And I hope that helps. Have a great day.